Hello everyone, welcome back to Life on Lindy. I'm Stacy and I'm happy to have you here. Today I'm going to show you all the changes that have happened in our open concept kitchen and dining room area of our 1968 house. We bought this house in late August of 2021, and we immediately started to get it move-in ready. The house that we were selling was under contract, and so we had about 30 days to complete the things that needed to be done just to make it live-in ready. We had already chosen our flooring and our paint, and so we purchased those and dropped them off here at the house, and we also bought a paint sprayer. We quickly realized that the first thing that had to be done was that we had to replace the sink, the faucet, and the plumbing under the sink. We couldn't do any kind of cleaning until those things were done. They were original to the house that was built in 1968. The basins in the sink were very shallow, and all the plumbing underneath the sink needed to be replaced. We got that taken care of, and then we purchased new blinds for all of the windows in the house and ordered some new Roman shades to go at some of the doors. We took down all of the old curtains. It was a mess. Everything practically just disintegrated in our hands. We know that the curtains were really close to being original to the house because they still had the JCPenney tags from when they were purchased. They were actually double-line drapes on traverse rods. I've said this a few times, but everything in this house was top of the line for its day. It was a one-owner home, and she went with the best of the best. Her kids told us when we closed on the house that she hated to change anything in the house. She definitely had high-class taste for that era. All the doors, cabinets, and woodwork are all solid wood. We primed all the walls and put a fresh coat of agreeable gray paint on all the walls. We were very grateful that at least there weren't a ton of layers and layers upon layers of remodeling in this house. Everything was original. There was the original paint, there was the original wallpaper, all the finishes were original, so we didn't have to undo a lot of things that had been done just to make everything fresh and new again. And we painted the ceilings ceiling white. These are, you guessed it, the original floors from 1968. I think they've already come back in style and gone out again since 1968. This is the flooring that we chose. It's LVP plank, Procore surface from Home Depot by Traffic Master. The color is called Khaki Oak, and we've been really pleased with it. It's held up well, and it's easy to keep clean, and it hides dirt. This is a shot before the last plank goes in that covers up the old vinyl or linoleum. Now that we had the flooring and the walls done, it was time to install the pantry cabinets. We purchased these 3 tall pantry cabinets from Home Depot. They have a center drawer. They were $2.99 each. We fastened them together and Dean attached them to the walls. I painted them out in black and we put new hardware on them. We used beadboard on both ends of the cabinets to make them have a more finished look. We also added baseboard to the bottom of the entire cabinet unit. Our last house had a whole lot more storage than this house does, and we had this long blank wall, and we knew that we had a lot of options. This was our solution. It's held up very well, and we've been more than happy with it. This was the finished project, but you'll see that we did add to it later. I cleaned up all the woodwork and went over it with a top layer of Minwax gel stain, and that just sealed everything because nothing was sealed in the whole house. I used the cherry wood color, and it was a near perfect match. After that was dry, we cleaned all the windows and put up new window treatments. It was shaping up to be a completely different space, and I was loving it. We got the faux wood blinds at Home Depot. I don't remember how much they were, but again, everything's higher now anyway. The next thing we were going to have to tackle was the countertop. We knew that we really wanted to replace them down the line, but we also knew we were on a time crunch. We only had 30 days. The countertop had a pretty significant crack in 2 different places, so we bondoed that, filled it in, sanded them all down, and I did the paint method on them. I was happy with the way it turned out, but at about the 2.5-year mark, the crack showed through again and we had to redo it. The appliances here were less than 5 years old when we bought the house, so we knew we weren't in a really big hurry to replace those, and that those would probably be the things that we would replace last. They're an odd size. This is how the countertops are looking as of now. We didn't want to replace the countertops until we were ready to replace all of the appliances as well. This is one of the cracks that forced me to redo them again. Once I finished the countertops, it was time to get to work on the backsplash and all of the electrical receptacles. We were trying to do it as fast as we could and make it as clean as we could. We chose the Dundee Deco brick PVC wall panels. We got them from Home Depot. I believe they were $230 a sheet. The dimensions were 38 inches by 20 inches. And it was a perfect size for the backsplash. Dean cut them down with snips and used liquid nails to attach them to the wall. It's not really a cheap alternative, but it is a quick alternative, and so we picked it. We changed out all the knobs on the cabinets, and we're happy with the way they turned out so far. I've put a fresh coat of gel stain on these cabinets since then, and they look brand new. I know this is an unpopular decision, but our cabinets went all the way to the ceiling, and I felt as though we didn't have any place to decorate. At our other house, I had the tops of my cabinets decorated, so I wanted to do that here, and I also wanted that vent area to look more like it was intentional and built in. All that wood all the way to the ceiling made it even darker in here. We tore all of that and the wood valance that was over the window out. That left the ugly fluorescent light there showing, so we took that out as well. This is how it looked once we got it all torn out. We had been living here for a few months when we did this. We painted the walls over the cabinets agreeable gray. Dean framed out the vent area and it looks really good, and we added crown molding. We added crown molding to the entire space. We changed out the light that's over the sink, and it was time for me to decorate. And it's been decorated a whole lot of different times in a whole lot of different ways since then. We're coming up on 3 years. I've always thought that this area of the peninsula was too dark with the bar stools, so I painted it gray, and I think it looks a lot better. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but that's hidden storage in the corner of the peninsula. The next thing that had to go was this light fixture. It wasn't controlled by a switch on the wall, and the little knob key thing that you turn to turn it off and on was worn out. Since it didn't have a wall switch, we use a remote control light bulb, and we put the remote on the side of the fridge where it's easy to get to. I'm fairly sure that both of these lights on the ceilings were add-ons. This is the light fixture that we planned to replace the outdated one with, but you'll see that that didn't quite work out. We chose this light because it's a pretty good match for the ceiling fan. Once we put the remote controlled light bulb in it, the light bulb just hung down too far, and so we had to switch it with the fixture that was over the sink. Then shortly thereafter, the old light fixture that was in the center of the ceiling, it went out. One side of it was already out, and then the other side went out too, so we had to replace it. This is the light that we chose to replace it with because it put out a whole lot of light. It was silver, and silver wasn't what I wanted, so Dean spray painted it flat black. We got this light fixture at Menards. I'm pretty sure both of the new light fixtures that we bought were under $100 each. Now that we have some semi-decent temporary bright light in this side of the kitchen, it's time to go back to the side where the pantry cabinets are. Can't remember where we got these two buffet cabinets. I saw them online and they were on clearance. They had two and we needed two, so we bought both of them. I believe they were about $160 each. We knew we'd have to do a lot of modifying to them, and we would have to restain the top. They would both need to be 3 inches taller, so we took the trim pieces off of the bottom and Dean built a platform for each of them. The one on the right would also need to be modified because it sat in front of a heat vent or an air vent. Either way, the ducting needed to be put through the bottom of the base. Dean is a fabricator by trade, and he had no problem doing this. The electrical plug-ins were now going to need to be raised up because the cabinets were going to block them. So I decided that I wanted 2 outlets on each cabinet. And then I quickly decided and realized that I actually needed 3 instead of 2. So Dean went back and modified that as well. This is Luke. He always has to supervise. This is how they looked once they were attached to the wall and I painted them. I also stained the tops with the same Minwax cherry stain. Soon after this, Dean installed the third receptacle on both sides. We painted the vent cover black and installed it, and it works great. We attached the new brass knobs that we got from Amazon. This is how they looked before the backsplash and the shelves went up, because we wanted them all to match. We used the same backsplash panels over these cabinets as we used over the kitchen counters. Bought 4 pre-cut shelves at Lowe's, and Dean cut them down to fit, and then I stained them with the same Minwax gel stain in cherry to match the rest of the wood. Once the shelves and the backsplash were up, we trimmed out the entire backsplash portion of it with some thin trim, and then I painted it with agreeable gray, and it just really finished it all out. Then I decorated all the shelves, and this is how they've been. I've since then decorated the top of these pantry cabinets. I already had all of the decor except for just a few pieces. This is the first time that I've used these wood boxes since we've lived here. I've had the stems, the bird cage, the bird, and some of the greenery for a while now. The next thing we did was replace the 2 cherry cabinets that were on either side of this window. We thought that we had too much cherry in here and we wanted to add black instead. They have deep drawers at the bottom of them. We keep dog supplies on one side, and on the other side we keep some electronic like our tablets. I also put my laptop and the accessories in that drawer when I'm busy editing at the Peninsula. I don't want to take it all the way back to the office and just have to drag it all back out again. We needed some more storage units in the garage, and so the cherry cabinets, they serve a purpose out there now. I wanted to keep the decor simple over the cabinets, so I just put these 2 greenery wreaths over the top of them. I bought those at Walmart last year. I can add seasonal picks in there if I want to. We replaced all the locks and doorknobs in the house with these antique brass sets. We got them from several big box stores in town because they were kind of hard to find. We freshened up the vent by spraying it with hammered bronze. We ordered this valance from Home Depot. There's actually 2 of them on a spring-loaded cafe rod. I don't remember how much I paid for the valances or the cafe rod. And we also ordered the curtains that go between the cabinets from Home Depot. The curtain rods also came from Home Depot. I don't remember how much the curtains or the rods were. I'm realizing that a lot of our window coverings have come from Home Depot, as well as these Roman shades that are at the doors in the kitchen. These are an online item only. They were about $75. They're probably even more now. I got these wood beaded curtain tiebacks from Amazon. Before we got the backyard dog proofed or dog safe, the pups used to look out this little window into the backyard. Since then, we've replaced that door with a storm door that has a doggy door in it, and they love it. I love it too because I don't have to get up and down every time they ring the bells wanting to go outside. These are their bells. I also got these from Amazon. We also painted the outside of the back door the same color as we painted the back side of this Peninsula, the light gray. These are the rugs that we had in here for about a year, but after going through puppy stage with 2 sheepadoodles, they only lasted for about a year. We ordered all new rugs for in here from Walmart.com. If anyone is interested in them, I think they were called Blue Medallion. We have 3 3x5s and 1 2x3. We have the 3x5s in front of both of the doors and in front of the kitchen sink. And the little 2x3 is at the end of the Peninsula with the dog food and water on it. We also have the matching runner rug in one of the bathrooms. This is the dog's favorite rug. It's a shaggy runner rug. It's a 2x7 and it's from Rugs USA. I think I got it on sale for $99. We have one just like it in the foyer. Even though it doesn't say that it is, I throw it in the washer and wash it all the time. I've had this cabinet for about 15 years and I keep laundry and cleaning products in it. My husband Dean made the chicken wire shelf. It's a dupe for the one at Hobby Lobby. The one at Hobby Lobby costs over $150 and this one costs $35 to build. The family sign is a combination of the sign my husband Dean made, and the decal that is on it was a wedding gift from my best friend Jody. Jody's been gone for almost 7 years now, and that sign means a lot to me. I've had this farmhouse table for about 17 years, and I'll probably have it for another 17 years. I've been keeping just a simple pot with some greenery inside for my table centerpiece. It's just easier to clean if you don't have a lot of clutter. I think the straw placemat under it just makes it look more finished. But you'll see in the end that changed too. Nothing's really changed here. This is where we hang our keys and put our coats and jackets and boots, kind of like a landing zone or a mud area, and our trash stays here. This is also where Dean leaves his work boots and his backpack when he's on shift. This door leads to the garage, and it's the door that we mostly use to come in and out of the house. Most guests use the front door. This is the view coming in from the foyer, looking toward the hallway and the kitchen and dining areas. You can see that there's a whole lot of the cherry wood trim and woodwork throughout the house. Most of it was brittle, and I didn't know if we would be able to save it, but thankfully we were. This is where we keep the dog chewies and toys here in the kitchen. This is Violet. I just fixed her hair, and now she's trying to rub her ponytail out. I put these wood boxes on the top of the cabinets. They also came with long hooks that can be hung on the wall. They're just the parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, and I just put some greenery. And there's a bird cage back there with a bird in it too. And there's Violet with her crazy hair. Luke's just looking at her like she's crazy. But she is crazy. But they're my babies. I love them. They want to join in on the tour too. I like the way it turned out. I didn't want it to be too busy. I just wanted it to sort of be light and airy and pretty. We grew the vegetables that you see on the counter. This is the first year we've ever really had a good crop. And this blue and white pattern, you'll see that I'm starting to incorporate it in different places in the kitchen. I don't want it everywhere. I love the blue and white chinoiserie, but I don't want it everywhere. This is how the top of the cabinets are looking now. I think I've gotten them the way I want them to be. I'll probably add a few seasonal touches, but not change out the whole thing. I do like the way it's shaping up. New stainless steel appliances are next on the list. You'll notice that we have an ice maker on the counter, and that's because our refrigerator does not make ice. We haven't decided if we want a dishwasher or not, because if we get one, we'll have to lose both of those drawers and both of those cabinet doors. We'll also have to have some modifications done to get a standard size range and a standard size refrigerator, because the range here and the refrigerator are both smaller than what's available on the market today. Behind these doors is the laundry closet, and we're planning to make some changes to that too in the near future. This is a change to the table centerpiece that I was talking about. It's a blue and white rug. It's a Turkish rug, and it can be used as anything you really want it to be used for. Sometimes I use it on the floor, and sometimes I use it on the table. But it's in that blue and white that I'm trying to bring in. It's machine washable. I think I got it at Walmart.com, but I really don't remember because it's been a couple years. This is the doggy door and the view to the backyard. They have their own section that's fenced off. We don't let them have free run of everything, especially the pool. This is one of the new pieces that I recently purchased. The blue and white picture. I got it at Kirkland's, and it was on sale, and I think I got it for $20. I got these two little mini wreaths at Hobby Lobby, and I believe they were about $10 each on sale. And I got this canister at Hobby Lobby as well, and it was $11. This one says coffee on the back of it, and there's actually a whole set that goes with it, but I didn't want any of them but this one. Thought I'd pop on. I haven't showed my face here for a while. I'm still around. And another update that we're contemplating doing is adding can lights to the ceiling and taking down all of the other light fixtures and then putting 2 pendants over the peninsula. I haven't been here for a while. I just sort of took a break from social media, and I'm starting to pick it back up a little bit at a time. It's summertime and I have a lot to be busy with. I have the 2 dogs and they're always getting dirty outside, and I'm spending a lot of time in the pool, and I'm just enjoying life. But I really thank you for being here and watching this video, and I would really appreciate it if you give it a like and a subscribe. I think I got a little disheartened because it's taken me so long to build my 1,000 subscribers. And that's what I really need. I need my 1,000 subscribers. And excuse my voice. I know it sounds funny in the whole voiceover, and I don't know why I'm losing my voice. It's starting to get cooler here today. I think we're having the cold front come in from the hurricane, but I feel fine. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.